You touched a little bit on the Shiraz, and this is what Saxenburg is famous for. I think it's Graham Beck that said you guys make the best Shiraz in the country, or maybe I think you could have even said in the world. So tell us a little bit about the other wines you are making, and also your winemaking philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so important. Look, the wine industry is one in which you always take a very long-term view, and you need incredible patience for this, because you're dealing with nature, and so by default you're never too sure what hand you're going to be dealt for any specific harvest or during a growing season. But you can certainly work very well around the sort of the aspects that you can control of that, and most of those take place in the vineyard. So I think our first philosophy in winemaking is that 80% of any good wine is made in the vineyard, and with that we take a very sort of rigorous approach to the vineyard and the way that we respect that terroir. We're lucky now that in some ways we have 30 plus years of experience of knowing the land, understanding the specific sites, knowing how certain clones react in specific sites, and we've managed to play with that and adapt to it and enhance it. So that would definitely be the first step of how we look at the philosophy itself. And then obviously it's being close to the market. When I say long term, we have a vision, or our parents rather had a vision in the late 80s, early 90s, that Syrah was particularly well suited for that. And so, today it represents 60+% of our total production, and we are building on that every year as we learn, obviously, as well. And so it's never been about chasing trends. It's being really sort of firm in the belief that what we're doing is the right thing, and that we can improve on that all the time. But that's the kind of discipline and long-term thinking that it takes, and that we enjoy doing, and then some years, the varietal will be a bit more unpopular in some countries, and other years it will be there. But, we certainly would like to think that is something that we can do very well. In terms of the other varietals, we've got incredible diversity on the farm itself. So the farm is about 200 hectares, of which 70 are planted to vines. And we're adding to that every sort of 2 to 3 years. The varietal breakdown is very much in terms of what is suited there. So we have Saxenburg sits, for those that don't know it, Saxenburg sits on one of those old sort of hills outside of Stellenbosch, and it gives us a 360 degree sort of geographic aspect, if you will. Some of it is facing the Stellenbosch Winelands, and some of it is facing Table Mountain and the cooler False Bay slopes. So according to that, we plant, and obviously the soils we have as well. And there's again a great diversity of soils, from sort of heavy clay to decomposed granite to heavier sort of gravel soils and Table Mountain sandstone. But basically what we've done is we've allocated the varietals. On the red side, we've got Syrah, obviously Shiraz, which leads the pack. We've got Cabernet Sauvignon, which for us is very representative of Stellenbosch. We've got some Pinotage as well, which to us is kind of the celebration of, a typical South African varietal. And then for our entry-level blend, we've also got some Malbec and some Cabernet Franc. And then we've got a very small portion of Pinot Noir on Champagne clone, which we use for our Méthode Cap Classique. And on the white side, I mentioned earlier the exposure to False Bay. We've got higher elevation, so 200 plus meter above sea level. We plant Sauvignon Blanc, and that makes up the biggest portion of the white wine. And we've also got some Chardonnay, some Chenin Blanc, and also some Semillon, which we have in smaller quantities.
To add into that philosophy, I think what we were saying is that from our winemaking philosophy, but also for our daily philosophy with Saxenburg, is always to work with respect, and respect that comes to all aspects, respect to our work, to the terroir, to the wine, to the people around us, to our team, and then passion that we need, for the wine itself. Passion comes with everything for us, and then of course always relevance, and that's to stay relevant with our product, relevant in our message, etc. And for us also the number one thing that we work is in our philosophy for wine is that terroir is everything, and we should that we need to work with our terroir and respect that. So so I think those are the three words that are the most important for us in our philosophy.
Oh, that's awesome.